guys, my name is Steven and I'm here to bring you my thoughts on Marvel's Luke Cage. Luke Cage is the latest entry in the Marvel Netflix universe, which is also part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Which means not only does Luke Cage take place in the same world as Daredevil and Jessica Jones, but that all of these characters take place in the same universe as the Avengers. And Luke Cage is the story of Luke Cage. Shocking, I know. And Luke Cage is a man with bulletproof skin who's laying low in Harlem, and essentially he just wants to be a normal guy. He doesn't want to attract much attention to himself, but Harlem crime is always on the rise, and since he's someone who just naturally wants to help people, it's very hard for him to stay out of this. And so plot and superhero stuff ensues. And overall, I had a really good time with Luke Cage. So as always, I'm going to tell you what I like, I'm going to tell you what I hate, and I'm going to tell you ultimately what I thought about Luke Cage. No spoilers, except towards the end of this video. There will be something spoiler-filled. I'll let you guys know when that's coming. And as always, first the good. I really like Luke Cage as a character. I've only read bits and pieces of his comics, but Mike Colter plays the character really well. I mean, he's a ladies' man, he's stoic but emotional when he needs to be, and the guy kicks all kinds of ass. I like the fact that unlike Daredevil, this guy is very sloppy with his fighting. I mean, he's really just like a brick wall that moves, so like he just has to push someone or throw them into a wall. It's not all choreographed, and I really like that. And the fact that Mike Colter is able to say the words "Sweet Christmas" and I can take him seriously, that is a credit to his acting. So Luke Cage, the title character, is definitely worthy of that title. Really enjoyed him. Moving on from him though, the other supporting protagonists, they do really well. Misty Knight is awesome. She's sexy. She's an awesome detective. She's able to like look at a picture and put herself in the crime scene and be like, okay, this happened here, this clearly happened here. And overall, I just really enjoyed her character. Besides her, Rosario Dawson is back as Claire Temple. If you guys haven't seen Daredevil and Jessica Jones, she played Claire Temple in both of those series as well. And I just love her character the more I see her. She's so independent, she's strong, she's a doctor, I really could see them doing a Netflix series with just her character. And then my man, Pops. Love me some Pops. I don't know why, I love this guy, the way he talks, the way he says things. I really just love him as a character. Honestly, I could have watched him and Luke Cage on that bench talking about life for 13 episodes and it would have been probably just as good. Which is not an insult to the show, it is a compliment to Pop's character. Moving on from the characters though, there's some things that I don't normally address in my reviews, but I really do enjoy that this show does. I really enjoy the setting of Harlem. It really breathes a lot of life into this show. And honestly, it being in Harlem, it really makes it feel like it takes place in our world. I know that it's about a guy with bulletproof skin, I know that, but the fact that it's set in Harlem allows the show to make social commentary that I think you couldn't make otherwise. It brings up a lot of stuff about crime, about race, about what is happening today. And I think the show did a really good job of taking a stand, but not necessarily making those messages be in your face and shove its beliefs down your throat. Which is very hard for a show to do, but I think Luke Cage did it really well. It kept that balance. On top of that, the music. I really enjoyed the music. It's a lot of R&B, a lot of hip-hop, and actually if you listen to the lyrics, it does describe what some characters are going through at some parts. Not all the time, but it does most of the time. And whenever a show can do that, I appreciate the hell out of it. And now let's get into the negatives. It's gonna sound like I am complaining about the show a whole lot. Which, yeah, it might sound like that, but honestly, I had a really good time with it. However, the villains. Oh my god. The one thing that I have praised the Netflix shows for, and that they're actually better at doing than the movies, is the villains. Kingpin was awesome. Kilgrave was awesome. These guys? No. You got Shades, who he looks like if a snake were a person. He always has to talk like this, talking about Luke Cage and what he did. I look at his character and I'm like, did you practice that monologue in the car on the way to wherever you're going? Because you really sound like you did. And then you have Mariah, who's just very half and half with her performance. I mean, like, she's really good at some parts, she's really bad at others. And she actually played a different character in Captain America Civil War, which I didn't know, so I thought she was playing the same character. It just makes me question why they would cast her in both roles if they weren't the same role. Marvel being a world where continuity is key, it really made me confused and I didn't like it. And now we are talking about spoilers, so this will be on the screen. So if you don't want the show to be spoiled for you, click off the video now or mute it until this is gone. Or if you've already seen the show or you just don't care, hey, stick around. Okay, spoilers are coming in 3, 2, 1, and go! The one villain that I actually liked for most of the show was Cottonmouth, but when they kill him off and Diamondback comes in, I started to not like the show as much. I like both of the villains. I think that Cottonmouth is half of a good villain and Diamondback is half of a good villain. But I wish the show would have focused on one. Cottonmouth actually starts to get to a point where I'm like, I like him because he's very different from the other Netflix villains. He doesn't want this life. I really enjoy that. It's a good dynamic. And when Mariah kills him, I found the way he died and what it did for Mariah's character to be fitting. The fact that it happened halfway through the show, and then Luke Cage's half-brother comes in, it's a bit jarring. I feel like you could have totally saved Diamondback for like a season 2 and maybe just mentioned him throughout the show, but the fact that they made him take over as main villain halfway through the show was like, wait, why? And the fact that we only get to see him and Luke Cage as kids together in the last episode of season 1, I feel like that's kind of rushed. Also, the costume he has at the very end, yeah, that looks like garbage. And with that, that concludes our spoilers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back if you stuck around. So overall, I really enjoyed Luke Cage. I think the social commentary was great. I think the acting for the most part was really good. The setting, the tone, the music, all of it worked really well. It's definitely my least favorite of the Marvel Netflix series, but that's like having a least favorite flavor of pie. They're all good, just some you want to eat more than others. But all of that is just my opinion. What did you guys think of Luke Cage? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What Marvel superhero do you want to see get their very own Netflix show? I'm really curious about that. Whatever your thoughts are, comment below and let me know. And while you're down there, you can like this video, subscribe, maybe even share it if you want to. I mean, like, hey, it's your choice, but I'd appreciate it. And you can follow me on the Instagrams and on the Tweeters. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Steven. I'll be back to you with some nerdy news sometime soon. Until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!